Morning students, in the previous lecture we have learnt about weather and climate. So today in our new lesson we are going to learn about which we have learnt in the previous lesson, that is the elements of weather. Let us revise what are the elements of weather: temperature, air pressure, wind, moisture, precipitation. From this we are going to learn the first element of weather in detail, that is temperature. So let us start with our chapter. In this it is given do it yourself. Let us see that. Take a torch, light and keep it stable at one place. Take two large paper sheets and large enough to accommodate its entire beam. Paste the paper on the two flat boards. Means what you have to do? You have to take a torch and you have to place it in one place. Okay, and you have to take a large paper sheet so that the whole beam of the light should be placed on that paper. Okay, and you have to place it in a two flat boards. Hold the board perpendicular to the beam so that it will make 90 degree. The outline of area lit up by the beam, name the paper A. Means whatever the beam is falling on the paper, that you have to name it as A. So both the paper A and B. On which paper does the beam occupies larger area? Now tell me, which paper occupies a larger area? The 120 degree. The beam occupies a larger area on the paper that is being held in such a way that it makes an angle of 120 with the beam. So the B part occupies a larger area. On which paper is the area smaller? The area is smaller on the paper that is held in such a way that it makes a 90 degree, which is perpendicular with the beam. So the A paper occupies the smaller area. Now change the angle of between the beam of the light and paper. Observe the changes that occurs in the area occupied by the beam of light. What is the relationship between the angle of paper and the area occupied by the beam? When the angle of paper with the beam is of less degree, the area occupied of the beam is smaller. And on the other hand, when the angle of the paper with the beam is more degree, the area occupied by the beam is more. Means what? In the first area, the first figure which we have seen, that is 90 degree. We have placed the paper in a 90 degree. So it occupies the lesser area of the beam. The degree will be less, the area will be occupied less. Okay. And in the second we have seen that we have placed the paper in a 120 degree. So as the degree increases, the area also increases. Now let us see the explanation with the help of the sun as well as the earth, which the diagram which we have seen, or the experiment which we have seen before. With the help of that only we are going to learn this also, that the torch, consider the torch as the sun and the paper as the earth. Okay, and the beam which is being falling on the paper, that only you can see the rays are being shown here by the three arrows, right? The middle one is a perpendicular ray, and the first and the third one is a slant rays. Or you can consider, which we have seen in the previous experiment, that 120 degree. Means the angle 90 degree which is perpendicular, that is going to occupy the lesser area, and the angle which is 120 degree or which is slanted more than 90, it is going to occupy the larger area of the earth. Okay, means what? That only we are going to learn. The perpendicular rays occupy less area. The part where the ray occupies lesser area receives bright sunshine and greater heat. Hence the surface there gets heated more and the air becomes hotter. Means what? You can see the perpendicular ray which is been falling on the earth is occupying very less area. So the heat which is been there, it will be more and the air will become much hotter. Okay. The slant rays, you can see the first and the third one. The slant rays occupy a larger area. Okay. In this area, the sunshine appears less brighter and there is less heat. Hence, the surface there gets less heated and the air too is less hot. Means the slant rays whichever is falling on the earth, that will occupy the larger area, right? So, the heat will be very less there as compared to the perpendicular ray. Okay. Now, let us see, do it by yourself. Okay. The region marked A in the figure receives perpendicular rays, while the region marked B receives slant rays, and in the region marked C, the rays are extremely slanted. Using a scale, measure the length of the lit up part on the Earth's surface in A, B, C regions. Measure the width of the rays shown between Earth and Sun. Considering the parallels of latitude marked in the figure, tell the regions where the temperature will be high, moderate and low. You can see the perpendicular rays, whichever it is falling, it will be high temperature. Okay. And the slant rays, whichever it is falling, it will be moderate temperature. Okay. The extremely slant rays, whichever is falling, it will be low temperature. Let us see the explanation. You can see the figure, right? The sun rays falling on the earth are straight and parallel to each other. However, we have seen that due to the spherical shape of the earth, the resultant curvature of the surface that occupies a larger or lesser area. This leads to unequal distribution of heat received from the sun, resulting in decreasing temperature from the equator to the north poles. Based on the distribution of the temperature, the earth can be divided into torrid, temperate and frigid zone, or tropical, temperate and polar regions. Try to understand this from this figure. Now you can see here the sun rays, whichever it is falling on the earth, are perpendicular to each other or it is parallel. Yes, and here what is given, the spherical surface of the earth is there, right? Because of this, there is difference in the temperature whatever in the different areas. As we'll go from equator to the north part or equator to the south part, the temperature will be decreasing. But in the equator part, the whatever the areas are there, the temperature will be in an extreme form. Okay. Based on this, they have divided the areas into torrid, temperate and frigid zone, or it is also called as tropical, temperate and polar regions. So, the latitude is the main factor there, and other factors also which influence the distribution of the temperature. The effects are limited to the particular region. Okay, let us see now how will the rays pass between the 0 degree, 23 degree, 30 minutes north and south. Okay, so it is going to occupy which rays? Perpendicular rays. As we'll go further, from 23 degree 30 minutes and 66 degree 30 minute north and south, it is going to occupy which rays? Slanting rays. Okay, as we'll move further, 66 degree 30 minute and 90 degree north and south is going to occupy which rays? Extremely slanting rays. Okay, now you have understood, right? So here today we have learned an experiment as well as the rays, how it is falling on the earth, and the rays which are perpendicular are going to occupy less area, and it will be have hotter. Okay, the areas will be very extreme hot, and the slant rays, wherever it is been occupying, it is going to occupy the larger area, but the area will be not that much hot as a perpendicular ray. Okay, and we have seen three, the temperature: high, moderate and low, and as per that it is being divided into temperate, torrid and frigid zone. Okay, and we have seen the three rays: perpendicular, slanting and extreme slant rays also. The half of the lesson we are going to learn in the next